Welcome again, everyone, to the basement. It's time for another edition of Strangely Dazed. As always, your host with the most. I am Brian. This is Kimore. Apparently, YouTube decided that they wanted to. YouTube wanted a great show for the best amount of money they could afford. Unfortunately, YouTube's budget sucks right now.
Well, YouTube's budget doesn't suck. Our budget sucks.
Well, yeah, we record a blog in the middle of my basement, and our research podium / desk / entertainment is a pool table.
Okay, no one needs to know what you were ogling earlier.
Well, no, the road / form of entertainment, it's a pool table.
Is it just me, or did you just say rogue or room?
What? Roommate. Pool table owned by my roommate.
Okay.
Do I have to Stewie Griffin stuff for you?
I don't know. Is it cool whip?
Cool whip. Cool whip.
Anyway, let's get down to business. Today we have a theme. Our theme is odd childhood hobbies. Because we get to talking about cartoons that we liked as a kid, and we're like, yeah, we're dorky. Let's do this shit.
So be prepared for a fair share of nostalgia in today's episode. Not really sure how much fun this will be. It's going to be fun. It's not sure how funny it's going to be.
It's only going to be fun because I'm running on like 2 hours sleep.
It's going to be funny because he's going to make a holy old ass of himself.
I really don't remember what I said 10 minutes ago.
No one's going to remember what you said 10 minutes ago unless it's on this recording.
But this recording wasn't like 10 minutes ago.
Let's get on with it.
Alright.
Number one on my list, video games. I spent a huge chunk of my childhood years before the age of 18, before I hit adulthood, playing video games.
Still does.
And I was just about to qualify that with I still do. It's a great, to me it's always been a great way to escape from reality, escape from the doldrums of day-to-day life, because, you know, day-to-day life can suck a lot.
You know what I wish video games were more like?
What?
Remember what people envisioned virtual reality as being during the 90s?
Oh, absolutely. You know, the advent of a world in which you could put your entire mind into.
Yeah. I wish it was more like that. I mean, don't get me wrong, there are a lot of really cool games out there. There's excellent graphics. Personally, I'm a Nintendo fan. I really am. I fell in love with the Wii. We had a vast love affair. I'm awaiting news about the Love Children. Don't kill my Wii, but I cheated on with the Rumble Pack.
Very, very, very strange.
Yeah, it's a little stupid.
Me personally, I have had the opportunity to play every console-based system, excluding a couple of rare console-based systems, but all the major players from Atari all the way up into now the PS3 and Xbox 360s. To me, that nothing was more fun than back in the day playing games like Mike Tyson's Punch-Out, which, for people who want to know, Mike Tyson had his... Really?
Seriously?
Yep.
This is why I ask you not to make phone calls or text beforehand.
Hello? Hi? We're kind of in the middle of recording an episode. I'm sitting here. I have the camera going. I'm currently. This is going to make YouTube. Can I let you go and I'll call you right back as soon as I'm done? All right.
Don't worry, Angie. I'll return them after we stop making the porno.
All right. Bye.
Your brother's a dick.
Okay, now the topic of video games, and I really
He's a video game fanatic.
Oh, absolutely.
He needs help.
Absolutely. I've played computer-based games. Anything that offers that kind of escape. However, I've never played that.
Did you know that more than
The ColecoVision. Never had a chance to play that. That was still before my time. I played everything from Atari, Sega, Nintendo. I even had a chance to play the Saturn. I never had a chance to play the Sega CD. From what I hear, I'm kind of lucky. But that's my number one. That's the one thing that I've spent the most time from my formative years into now doing.
It explains much, doesn't it? But yeah.
My geekdom? Of course, it explains a lot of our geekdom.
But for myself, don't get me wrong, I like video games. I do. I've played the NES, the original Game Boy Pocket, the clear Game Boy, Nintendo DS, Sega Genesis. When I can kidnap it away from him, the Xbox 360. But I'm not as into video games as he is. I think they're fun.
What's your number two? What's your number one? What do you got?
What's my number two? Are you drop pushing? Are you drop pushing me?
I am.
Number one, sleight of hand. The hand is quicker than the eye. Now you see it, now you don't. So that.
What, you saw this?
Yes.
No, you saw this.
No, I saw you're a dick. What can I say? When I was a kid, I was heavily influenced by Harry Houdini. If you don't know who Harry Houdini is, King of Handcuffs, the Master of Escape, the wonderful man who taught me that, hey, it's entirely possible to get out of a pair of handcuffs.
Also, if you don't know who Harry Houdini is, you know,
you're a loser.
Welcome to Earth.
Third rock from the sun.
You know, how was life underneath the surface of the Earth, underneath that rock?
I gotta admit, it brought a love of magic into my life. As a kid, I loved growing up in Vegas. I really did, because you had all these wonderful magic shows around. Everything to teach you what you wanted to know about working as a man. Plus, public library was a huge thing. It really was. But sad part is I kind of let it trail off during my teenage years. However, still blown away by people like Chris Angel, Lance Burton, David Copperfield.
What about Chris Blaine?
Chris Blaine?
Yeah, Blaine. David Blaine, excuse me.
I was gonna say, you're getting across. Come on.
Circuit's got crossed there.
You gotta make that leap.
Yeah, no, I said David Blaine. What about him? The guy who can...
No, you said Chris Blaine.
There is no Chris Blaine.
I know this, that's what you said.
Well, there probably is a Chris Blaine, but if he's watching this, he's probably not a real magician.
Chris Blaine, if you're watching this, you get a free t-shirt of his if you're a real magician.
Yeah, it'll be this one, with all my oil stains and all the crap.
That's just from cooking today.
No, that's from being underneath a car.
Which is where we cooked today.
Anyhow, what about David Blaine? What about him? The ability to sit inside an ice cube. The ability to...
Congratulations, he can sit inside a confined space for a week.
What else did he do that everyone thought that was so amazing that he did?
I'm not really a fan of his. I mean, congratulations, he sat inside a plastic casket for a week? Seriously? We're saying that's entertainment these days? That's entertainment on the same rung that your friend's brother has any ideas what he's doing at midnight. Really, if you're watching this, you know who your brother is. Actually, I'm fairly sure you are watching this. Thanks for calling in the middle of it.
Yeah, but no, I was bringing up David Blaine as a complete anti sleight of hand magic guy. Yeah. My favorite, however, I have to say my favorite magician. No, the amazing Jonathan.
It's not really magic.
He does small insignificant tricks, and you know what? Look at us. He does it to be funny. We do what we do to be funny.
It's not really... But it's not really a magician.
And he does some good stuff. He has a couple of really good tricks, and plus his star status when equated next to Chris Angel, which he has been. He has done shows with Chris Angel.
Mm-hmm.
You know, when you put the two together, hilarity. They are both, and they are both funny. They are both funny in their own right.
But let's be honest. What he does is a slightly lesser quality of what I'm going to lead you through right now. Okay?
Oh no! I know he does little bullshit magic. I understand that.
All right.
He's even said it. So but I love his showmanship. That's what I like.
I'll admit he was honest about one thing though. He really was. Sometimes magic sounds like tape.
I love that. I love that trick. And here, you get this back in this handy-dandy little carrying case.
Oh. Magic essentially boils down to life. It's simple. Anyone can really do it. For instance, say for an odd little bit of magic, hey Brian, what's your shoe size? You shouldn't have to...
10 and a half.
10 and a half. Alright. Let's jump it up to 11. 10 and a half, or 11, times 5. Now we're going to add 50, okay?
Mm-hmm.
And we're going to multiply it by 20, okay?
Uh-huh.
And now we're going to add 1011.
Okay.
Okay. And now we're going to subtract the year you were born. What year were you born?
1986.
1986. Realistically, this mathematic works because it worked with me and I wear a solid shoe size, so I'm just bumping up for him. I might be off by a number. Should wind up with the shoe size and your age. The first digit of your shoe size, last year the age. I don't think 40 is your shoe size.
No. and you're a year off on the age.
Ah.
All right.
But hey, look. He wears a half size. Screw him.
And now that his little bit of fail is over, is your bit of fail over? Are you done?
No, the camera's still rolling. There's still time for epic fail later.
All right. Next up on my list, number 2 on my list, cartoons. Saturday morning cartoons, you know, after school cartoons. The Animaniacs were really big with me.
Which is partially what the basis on, I think.
Pinky and the Brain?
No, it's a special insanity.
Oh yes. It's also about getting away with finding out right where the line is, finding out...
And then pissing on it.
Going past that line and then going, okay, here's the line. Okay, we'll go right up to the line.
No. We don't go right up to the line. We piss on the line. I've already pissed off enough people. I can piss on a line.
See, but you haven't pissed on people. And people, I know there are people who paid money for that, but don't go that route. Don't.
I could name a name, but I'll get in trouble.
Don't. We like to contain a form of anonymity. We're not anonymous. You look up our YouTube, or you look up our Facebook.
He only says that we try to conform to anonymity just because he doesn't feel like getting angry emails. Absolutely not.
More people know where to find me than they know where to find him, which really sucks.
It's not my fault he's a real man. But no, seriously, if you want to send us an angry email, our email address is strangelydazedproductions@gmail.com. Just like it's spelled on the YouTube channel. Whoop. Yeah, that was clever of me. I know.
By the way, our best hate comment, we'll read it next week. If you feel like posting a hate comment, or you
We've already gotten a few, so you know, if you don't win, it's okay. But if you don't win, you're lazy.
Yeah, well, and if you really don't like us, so guess what? There's a choice you can make, you know, and that is, I think, what's that word?
Fuck up.
I think it's not watch. Not what you don't like, don't watch.
No, I still like fuck off.
Well, yes, it's basically that. But back to the cartoons. Back to, you know, you had shows growing up that were so great. Shows
Biker
like
Mice from Mars.
Biker Mice from Mars, Inspector Gadget.
Gargoyles.
Absolutely.
On Earth is Carmen Sandiego. Do you get the feeling I watch cartoons more than you did?
No, it's just I have a horrible memory. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
I'm sorry, who are you? You said you had a horrible memory. You're supposed to remind me of this shit.
Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles.
Here's a half shell. Turn down.
You had Shark. What is it?
Street Sharks?
Street Sharks, yes. Yes, you had shows like that. Shows that were just so cool and so good. And now to see where we've just fallen flat on our face. At least the shows that we watched as kids, some of them, most of them, had a good moral to them.
I have SpongeBob SquarePants theme running through my head now.
Yes, and to me, that is the epitome of stupidity. Don't get me started on that. I had a horrible time. Don't get me wrong, I still like some of Nickelodeon stuff. I look at shows like Fairly Odd Parents, and I can almost equate that to the old Ren and Stimpy.
No. Ren and Stimpy was raunchier than that.
Oh, absolutely. But they've dialed it down and made it a little bit more silly.
I think one of my favorite cartoons from being a kid was G.I. Joe.
Oh, absolutely. One of my favorites as well, and simply because of something I'll get down to later is...
Get down tonight.
It was because it's where they actually adopted one of my favorite wrestlers as a G.I. Joe. Sergeant Slaughter.
I think you meant Ric Flair.
Woo! You're wrong. Alright. Next up on your list?
Next up on my list is text-based RPGs. You know, that wonderful thing where you type up with a buddy of yours. Let's say you're saying across country because I know I do text-based RPGs nightly still. Yes, I am that geek. But it's fun. Especially if you get dice rolling and the person you're playing with isn't too sure how you're rolling the dice. You know what I'm talking about. You're like, what? It was a natural 20.
And you're lying.
I never lie. I just stretch the truth. There's a 2 and a 0. Not my fault. One comes up before the other.
See, I like tabletop RPG, and I think we can both draw similarities to that through text-based RPG. On my level, I've very rarely done cross-country. Well, actually, no, I do text-based RPG as well, but I don't involve dice rolling in it. He is over here mouthing the words to SpongeBob SquarePants.
No, I'm not.
Brass
monkey, that funky monkey.
All right. Anything more to say about text-based RPG?
Off the top of my head.
All right. My number 3 was action figures. Typically, because I was such a big wrestling fan, I had a lot of wrestling-based action figures growing up. I had the G.I. Joes. I had, the...
And he still says we're not supposed to call them dolls.
Absolutely not. Dolls you buy clothes for.
So you're saying you like G.I. Joes naked?
No. G.I. Joes most G.I. Joes came painted on.
Oh, no.
The original G.I. Joes were not. I do remember that. But the ones I had were the little tiny. My family was poor. We had the little tiny cheap ones you bought at the dollar store. They weren't even G.I. Joes. They were called
G.I. Jose.
G.I. Jose.
Now you know enough.
And one of my other favorite things, though, to go along with that, were the little army men. literally, my family could buy me
Oh,
a pack,
God.
a 10-pack of those, a big bucket of those little army men for like $5, and I would be happy for like 3 months. I would not stop playing with them. They would be my... It was fun just setting up these little battles and having... and it was something that was great, and it required imagination and creativity. And nowadays you don't have that.
See, my cousins had those little army men. They were fun to play with, they really were. My parents refused to get them for one simple reason. They realized what I would do with them.
Shove them up your nose?
No, why the hell would I do that?
Well, I was taking a guess.
Oh, what you do is you leave them on the floor and watch people go, ow!
Well, that's the same reason why my parents wouldn't buy me micro machines. Set them up at the top of the staircase.
Oh, you know what's fun to get?
What?
Slinkies.
You mean tripwires?
No, tripwires were jump ropes.
Jump ropes?
Yes. What?
You're right. There was more time for you to epically fail. This isn't over.
I learned from you.
If you're going to learn something, you should learn at least from the master.
You know what? I figured it out. I am the smart one. I wear glasses.
Next up, Mike.
Yes, fuck you. Alright, next up. Reading. Alright, come on. I'm not the only person who reads for fun.
I didn't read so much for fun growing up. I was a slow reader, a little bit behind the curve, a little bit on math, but I excelled at math.
Yeah, math sucks. Reading was fun. I would read anything as a kid. You give me a cereal box, I'm reading nothing at the breakfast table.
I used to read the dictionary.
I'll never forget the day when I was a kid, I turned 12, and I learned what gynecologist was. That was a job I wanted to have.
Did you look that up in the dictionary as well?
No, my best friend did. He's like, you've got to see this. This is a real thing.
Oh.
I'm like, it is not. Oh my god.
Well, what's the first thing you do when you're looking into the dictionary? You go to the dirty words.
Yeah, but the thing is, it's gynecologist. What 12-year-old kid knows gynecology?
I don't know.
You were 12.
Yes, and I never knew what gynecology was. I didn't know what that was until it was 15 and they taught it in a class.
We were just flipping through a dictionary. He's like, hey, check this out. I'm like, hey, I want the job. He's like, hey, so do I.
And how old were you?
I just said 12, like 4 times.
Awkward.
What? Well, you know what we wanted to do in life? Never got around to doing it. You know, medical school. Once you go through that shit.
But you'll take something that takes almost as long as medical school.
Bringing back student loans? Yes.
I was actually referring to law.
Yeah. Bar is my enemy. Not bars. Bar. But, anyway, moving down the list.
Moving down the list, next on my list is wiffle ball.
Football?
Wiffle ball.
Really?
Dude, there was nothing more fun than getting together a group of kids and playing a game of wiffle ball.
Yes, sure was. It was called baseball.
Yeah, but baseball, you had to be more organized. You could just grab a bunch of neighborhood kids, and you didn't have to worry about putting out someone's window.
Honestly, that thought never crossed my mind, having a baseball game in the street.
Like I said, my family was poor.
No, it's just, it wasn't so much matter of being poor, not being poor. It was just the fact I didn't think that far ahead.
Well, that and my parents refused to get us real ball and bat because they knew the consequences.
I don't think my parents thought about the consequences of giving their son an aluminum baseball bat and a baseball.
Should they have?
Actually, no, I never once broke a window. I was proud of myself for that.
You should be. That's an accomplishment.
I lost a couple of baseballs up on a roof, but, you know.
Yeah.
Scared the daylights out of the neighbors with that one.
The sky is falling. The sky is falling.
Watch him come running out of the house. What the heck was that? That was a baseball.
Be more careful.
What was it doing up on the roof? Oh, I call that a home run.
The rest of the kids call it a foul ball.
No, because it was outside the foul range. What?
Either that or they called you a shithead.
No. The shithead was the idiot that came out with a softball. Because he had a group of boys looking at that softball going, well, we're not playing softball.
Why? I played softball.
Yeah, but, you know, it was a concept of softballs for girls.
See, I grew up around men's softball my entire life.
Huh.
So I never had the concept of... I've never actually had the concept of men's sports and women's sports. Except for in regards to field hockey, in which case, those are some tough bitches. Let me tell you, a woman field hockey player will take your head off.
Field hockey and roller derby, right there.
Yeah, no, they will hurt you. They will hurt you.
Speaking from experience.
They will hurt you.
Alright, moving on down the list, dude.
I believe it's yours.
Okay. As a young man, I had a vast love for music. Shut up! I was fascinated by the screen time. As a young man, I had a love of music. This love spawned when I hit my late teens, early 20s. Because my best friend's father went, hey, why don't you two start a band? There were at least 3 days a week that I was over at my best friend's house in the garage with either an acoustic guitar, electric guitar, or electric bass in my hands. And this went on for 6-7 years. Literally, it was to the point where we were so close that if I broke up with a girl, he dated her. If he broke up with a girl, I dated her. Yeah, that's kind of like we've been back and forth on a few girlfriends.
Which still seems wrong.
Why? We never dated them at the same time.
Oh, absolutely not. No, that would be weird.
Yeah.
It's still kind of awkward, though.
I have done that before. Especially when they're married.
Ew.
Why? If they're happily married, they wouldn't be looking for someone to date.
You know, maybe this is one of those line things.
Why?
Or maybe it might not be one of those line things, but it's one of those things that makes me uncomfortable.
Why? Talking about dating a married woman?
Not that per se. Anyhow.
It's not like I want to date whoever you're going after, dude.
No, that's not what I'm getting at. I'm just...
Prude. Alright.
Skank.
No. The term is male slut.
Male skag. I think I hurt his feeling.
No, it's just... I explain my... It's a lack of sleep. Alright, no, I got...
No, how I said though, feeling, he only has one left.
And you insist on tap dancing on it.
Oh, absolutely. If I could make you cry or a violent outburst, maybe I can get out of this.
You're not going to make me cry and you're not going to get violent outbursts because you're my ride home.
True. Very true.
Alright.
My last thing. From a very young age, I like to say that I came out of the womb loving it. It's always been, everyone says it's a guilty pleasure. For me, it's not. There's no guilt.
Wait. Am I talking about my dating life is bad, but you're talking about that?
No, not. What are you talking about, Mike? Don't even explain yourself. You're just so far wrong that you know.
Well, maybe you need to tell people what it is, man.
It's professional wrestling. With some people, it's a guilty pleasure. They hide the fact that they're a wrestling fan. Some people even deny that they watch it. For me, I'm proud to be a professional wrestling fan. I'm proud to have been a fan of pro wrestling back when it was campy and it was so bad that it was good. Back when you had guys like Hulk Hogan, Ultimate Warrior, all playing up that they were, kind of these superheroes. Hogan with the Say Your Prayers and Eat Your Vitamins. It's...
Say your vitamins, eat your prayers. Getcha.
He's, again, lack of sleep. It got so that when I was young, I watched it. When I was older, like ages 10 through 18, we actually did it in the backyards. We would, when we were younger, we'd go out of our way to actually obtain cardboard and make our championship belts out of cardboard.
And by the time that I knew him, he was buying them at Walmart going, I can extend them with Velcro. See? They fit now.
Joy. I actually did that one time. And
You did that more than once.
Yes, but I only wore them.
You own like 5 of those belts upstairs. I've seen them.
Yes, but I only wore them to my job once.
I didn't say you wore them to work. I'm saying...
Hey, it's not my fault that in the dress code they recommended wearing a belt. They just never specified what kind.
Dare you to wear a gun belt. Once you make it past security with that thing.
Jail time is not something I want, and I think bringing a gun into work is a felony.
I didn't say carrying a gun, I said wearing a gun belt.
I think you could make it pretty far wearing a gun belt with no bullets and a gun. With no bullets and no gun.
I'm pretty sure you're not going to get a kid carrying a gun belt with no bullets and no gun, but hey, whatever works.
And he's cruising Facebook while we're doing. He chastises me for talking on the phone and getting a phone call in the middle of recording. He's over here surfing Facebook.
Hey.
Yeah.
What's your excuse?
Hi, Pop. My name's Kettle.
Okay, at least I'm not getting phone calls from people because they bitched about their brother.
You know what? Just go out with a list.
Alright. Let me see. The last thing on my list, camping. Dude. All I can say is from elementary school on up, summer camp was a big thing for me. Boy Scouts of America. Hell, I even volunteered as den leader when I was in my early 20s. Camping is responsible for making me the man that I am today. Dear God, that says all the bad things about camping. But
the one thing I can't believe is that people trusted you with their children.
yeah,
Wow, people can really misplace their trust.
what? It's not like I'm a fucking pedophile or some shit.
No, but I wouldn't trust you with a fucking potato gun.
You shouldn't trust me with a potato gun.
See? If I couldn't
Look.
trust you with a potato gun, why would I trust you with my child? I would be fearful that my child would come back bruised,
Look,
hurt, injured.
it's not my fault that those children believed that they could find dehydrated water, a left-handed monkey wrench. It's not my fault that they believed that when I took them camping, the Blair Witch was going to get them if they tried sneaking out of their tents. Okay, that was my fault, but still.
Did you also make them believe in blinker fluid?
Yes. What? There's fun doing stuff.
See, don't trust Mike with you kids. Not unless you want to raise a mentally deficient child at the direction of his elder, because...
Look, it's not my fault that I have them thinking that Pig Latin was a legitimate language.
See, you are part of the deliberate dumbing down of our youth.
No, I'm not. This is an experiment. It's a psychological experiment, seeing if environment can overcome genetics.
When you teach kids to be stupid, they'll be stupid!
Well, let's be honest, stupidity really only happens if you pull the TV on your head and you don't learn that that hurts.
Touché!
It's not teaching them to be stupid, it's teaching them to grow up and be men. That's what Boy Scouts is all about.
That and question authority.
Damn right.
If he is your authority figure, believe me, there are a lot of questions to be asked.
Like, who the fuck put me in a position of responsibility?
Well, this has been a delightful little conversation, hasn't it?
Oh yeah, absolutely beautiful.
Is it time to sign off?
I'm pretty sure it is, man.
Okay.
Because I'm seeing Gandorf before me now.
And as I am off camera, it's been another lovely weekend. Thank you all, and have a great week.